The finals just had its brand new update 8.5. We'll go over all the details with that, and we also had a developer live stream. We'll cover all the highlights from it, both in chat as well as the live stream itself. That'll move us on to several community updates, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up, World Utopia here, back with another video. Today we're checking out all things the finals. Okay, so first off here, we'll go over the 8.5 rundown, what we're seeing with the patch notes overall, the opening statements, or we did have one over on Discord. Again, this time it's from Embark Flow. I still do believe this is a bot, which is probably taking over since we have Oscar's absence. It does seem like he will be back eventually though. And the Embark team does mention here that we have the new World Tour event. They're calling that one Rushdown, where you actually do pick up a speed boost from eliminated opponents, which will help you outrun the competition. So a bit of a cool change up there. The storefront has a ton of new things I'll go over with some Halloween themed things, of course. And there's some additional details on the new Esport bundles. That does bring us out of the patch notes side of things, but we're going to be jumping back and forth from the Discord opening statements, which to move along here, they did talk about the new Esport bundles that are coming. There is 5 new Esport bundles in total that are going to be dropping in the shop. Now on the Discord side of things, they mentioned that players on the console may have already seen a preview, but that they will not be delivered until full release. However, it does seem like they have put those live with an update here from Embark Dusty. She does go on to say here, as you may have noticed, they had a bit of an issue getting the new Esport bundles into your hands, but the team worked diligently to fix that. So they did push that fix out around 1 PM, at least Central Time, my time. So now we do have the new bundles here for Vanguard that picked Dissun as their sponsor. We have Team Secret that went with Avada. Gen G went with Eno Rhino, which is a sponsor we've rarely even seen. Fnatic went with Via, and TSMX joins the list, they went with Trentilla. So we do have a showcase here and rundown with all of those new bundles. And of course, mentioned previously, the players actually do choose the 3 items that get a skin, with some of those actually picking gadgets instead of a weapon skin. So pretty cool there overall. Of course, that did lead us down to the main store update, where we had a ton of new bundles and sets here. The first one is the Bony Boo set that did make its return for Halloween. A new one here is Sucker Punch, a Helmet Lollipop. Then we have the Ossuary Jewels, a Deadpan set for the weapons that matches the Bony Boo set, and the Go Bat Wings. So a plethora of Halloween themed cosmetics there. That actually does cover it for the update 8.5. Moving on here, we have some updates with the live stream, community updates, and a whole bunch there. Now there wasn't too much that happened during the chat side of things, other than the one mention here for the Grand Majors, where Embark Dusty does say at DreamHack they might potentially be having a finals costume contest. So if you do plan on going, they have kind of reiterated and hit it on this note several times now, where I do believe it is pretty much a go to have a costume contest or cosplay contest, again potentially happening at the majors. Now one thing that happened during the stream is Oxtra actually did pop in, where he did mention a quick life update. And he also does say that he aims to be back next Thursday. So he should be back for the next community live stream. And potentially we should be getting those Discord updates as well from him. Now this live stream, I should mention, actually did happen on Wednesday. So a few things they talked about was mostly pertaining to the future bundles that were going to come out on Thursday, which was today the 16th, or depending on when you're watching this video. That actually pretty much covers it for the live stream highlights. They did also mention things about the esports and the watch list there for both the PHL Season 2 that's ongoing right now, as well as the upcoming DreamHack. Just kind of hitting on points they've already covered so far. Next up here is something that I didn't see officially mentioned literally anywhere. Not the Twitter, Discord, or even their YouTube channels, etc. But they actually did go ahead and relaunched the merch store. This was something they talked about previously, that they wanted to relaunch the merch store. Well, it is actually up and running right now, where it even says at the header here, the finals got a new store and more gear is on the way. But yeah, I didn't see any official mention of this one. A lot of stuff is still sold out, and I assume never got restocked anyways. I do believe they kind of just set the store live after it had been down for some time. But yeah, things like the plushie are still sold out. Both plushies, in fact, are still sold out. At least the larger variants, but the smaller plushie for the Moolah is still available. The prices do seem unchanged, although there is one discrepancy there. I'm not sure how it is for other reasons, and I don't know if this is because of tariffs with the United States, but when trying to buy a $65 hoodie here, the shipping is actually now upgraded to $40, and there is duties of $23. So I do believe this is a new VAT charge or tariff charge for the United States. That does actually put the total at $126 for one hoodie. I do not believe that it was that price previously, so I'm not exactly sure if that was because of tariffs or what happened with the shipping cost. I don't recall it being that much previously. In fact, I think I only paid like 40 something bucks for the plushie, which I would assume actually requires a bigger box to ship than the actual hoodie. So not exactly sure what's going on there, but that is the new pricing. At least not baked into the actual subtotal, but baked into the total amount that you'll pay at the checkout. Hopefully that is addressed eventually, or they do figure out some stuff there. Again, I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but yeah, just so you're aware, there is some new tariff charging on the site. There was also this post on the TikTok of the finals. Again, something that really wasn't mentioned on the Discord. There was no like official announcement for it on Twitter or anything like that. Kind of just a random post where they do show off the finals mouse. So we actually finally get a teaser for it and some imagery here. At first, I thought this almost looked like my mouse or a Logitech mouse because of the front panel here, or at least where the connecting and charging port goes in. But they've kind of already talked about a partnership that they're doing, which is essentially with Pulsar. So what people have found is this is actually Pulsar X2H mouse, or potentially their Pulsar X2. And yeah, they essentially look like a near replica here. Although there is one difference here, the front connection really doesn't look like the X2H. It actually reminds me of my Logitech mouse a little bit. I've looked up some other ones from Pulsar like the X2 V2 and the X2N, or what is rumored to be that new release. Still, neither of those match this front connection port, although the clickers do really resemble the X2 V2. Still, that front port actually reminds me of my G703, because it has kind of the winged off section there. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I tried to do as much digging as I could on this, and I couldn't really find anything. So if you guys know for sure or have any guesses there, let me know in the comments down below. Moving over, we have two last minute mentionables here. The first one here is they did do that top 10 community highlights video. That one's now on their channel, so if you want to check it out, it is there. Also really cool, we actually did have another one of Embark's games tie in here. So if you have been kind of following Arc Raiders, there actually was a tie into it. More recently, if you did get an email from them, you actually did see this Namatama appear next to one of the Arc Raider characters. Pretty cool there. I have been covering Arc Raiders, so if you want to check it out, you can on my channel. I have a ton of guides going over pretty much everything, the Ultimate Launch Guide, pre-order editions. I'll even have some future ones here eventually. I also have a beta prep guide that happens on October 17th, so if you want to watch that and know how to jump in, you can do so as well. Moving on though, of course we do have those mentionables from my community, which does lead us onto the Star Models page, and a little mini section here. I am going to be doing some more giveaways over on my Discord, so be sure to check those out. The first one here comes from Tuxedo Skelly, who's showing off his Dissun Army bot. Some really cool theming with this one. The white and red mix up here, especially with the helmet, looks so nice. Actually a super unique one that I've seen use this chest piece and full body armor here. Definitely seems like an outfit on the store. The next one here does as well, and that's from Derpster, who had another bot themed here. Seems like we got a bot week theming. And yeah, I love the colors on this one, especially leading into the purples. It actually does work with the boots and the pants. Definitely a solid entry there. Third up here, we had one from DVD, who shows off sort of a Hell's Angel look here. The white and red really do play onto each other. It actually makes this outfit very nice. Next up here, we have one from Warbot, who showcases two here, Tony Mask and a biker from Hotline Miami. Some cool little funky cosplays there, and they actually do match quite well. Last up here, but not least, we have one from Hamster, who we said definitely didn't start in Season 6, while rocking a lot of the Season 6 cosmetics, but very awesome. They're a nice mix with things. Overall, it's about cover for today's video. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and until the next one, deuces.